Congratulations. Today, you will understand why you have problems and disparity and the solution to all of them. This is what Christ taught. This is what all the great religions of the world have taught over and over again. This is the literal point of humanity. And whether you're struggling like my father did with a heart attack and health to regain your health, or whether you're struggling with depression like us all, getting sad and disparity and having so many problems, as I already mentioned, there is a solution within that problem. There is a desire within that disparity. And I'm going to show you clarity out of this chaos that you can create, because you, my friend, are here on earth to create. It is your universe, your universe. The universe is within you. Everything you see in this outer world is you comprehending it. So let's get into it. You have a dream life, right? You have something imagined. Excuse me, Alexa, stop. You have something imagined that you can create, okay? You can create something like Alexa. You can create something like a phone, a pen, or a whiteboard. Don't underestimate these little things if they come to you, because this little thing here has revolutionized the world. This has revolutionized the world. This man has revolutionized the world. One book can change the world for so many people and create an entire revolution. Get it done, right? When you think of it, just do it. That's another amazing book that was just an idea that came up in one person, Mel Robbins' head. The 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me go do it. Let me do an exercise. Let me go for a walk. Let me create this video. Let me start this book that I've been postponing my entire life, because I got news for you. You are not only good enough, you deserve it, and you're here to create and demonstrate your decree. What you decree to the world that you will become, that you know you deserve, that is a dream inside of you that must be unleashed. And it was inputted into your brain by God. Your imagination is the creator of everything you see around you. What has 3 eyes and creates everything? Imagination. Tap into that third eye, or first eye, as a great friend of mine puts it. We have 2 eyes to see with, but we process everything we see in our brain that creates our vision, our imagination. With intention and specificity, you can create your dream life or your goals. They don't have to be so massive. They could be your intention, your intent for the day. What are you going to do today that is absolutely amazing and outstanding? Or what relationship, or how do you want to relate with others? Or what is a circumstance that you would like to be in? What is a situation that you would like to occur? It could be something so simple. You could play the happiness game. Go throughout your past day, your past 24 hours, or you could do it right now or before bed, and think about, better yet, write down a few situations, circumstances, or relationships or moments that you had with another person that you hate or love. If you hate them, write a -1 to 10 and give it some type of emotional charge. If it was really emotional charge, it is a -10 in hate. You really didn't like that situation, that person, place, or thing, or whatever you experienced. If you love it, then give it a +1 to a +10. It was absolutely amazing. It was so beautiful. It could be a simple moment like smelling a flower, or seeing a hawk, or playing with your child, or something that really got you inspired. It could be watching a video or reading a book. Yet, let's think about it as something, if you did for 100 days straight, would it really improve your life? So when you keep on giving that plus 10 and it's something like, I had a drink and it was the best moment of my day, was it really? Or did it just numb out your feelings of pain? What brings you joy? What brings you that experience that you love to keep on experiencing? So that is having your vision, and your vision is very important. Remember, that's your third eye, because without vision, we shall perish. You must believe it, and then you will receive it. And to believe it, you must be clear about what it is. So that is the first step of creation, really, of understanding what you would like to be, what you would like to become. And based on what you'd like to become, we're going to create this little triangle. You can do this right now. What is your one small goal you like to achieve? It could be a bigger goal. Make sure it's a believable, realistic goal in your mind. No one else has to believe it or consider it realistic, because the first time we flew in a plane, everyone thought the Wright brothers were insane. They thought Marconi's friends and close acquaintances literally put him in asylum because they didn't believe that what he was saying was sane. People could talk to each other through an electrical cord or the light 10,000 times. Edison tried and failed. You must believe so much that you are not fooled and deceived by outer appearances. Judge not by outer appearances, but by righteous judgment. As a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. This world is not really what you see, but who you are, because who you are transforms your perception of what you see. So, first off, you have your dream, okay? What is it? Now, first and foremost, what must you believe to have your dream life? If it's to be super wealthy, then you must believe that you deserve and are attaining, not just can, but are wealthy now and are attaining wealth now. Because everything is a belief. Everything is a belief. If you get one thing from this video, everything is a belief. Write it down, put it in the comments so you remember it. Because what you write, you more likely remember. Right? What you repeat, you more likely remember. What you charge with emotion, you more likely remember. What do you be feeling? Right? Be feeling and be leaving. These are two powerful traits that could get you to the next level. If you could feel the feeling of your dream fulfilled, like Neville Goddard says, your wish fulfilled, then you will be that much closer to attaining it. Because everything you want to have, and you could list, if you want to just start by listing things that you'd like to have. What type of things would you like to have, right? What type of relationships would you like to have? This is kind of like your dream goal, right? Your dream life. What would you like to have? It makes it really easy to say, I'd like to have different type of like clothes, right? Clothes or car or home. Those are all under things. What type of relationships? What type of situations do you wish to have? What type of money do you wish to have? What type of health do you wish to have? Or body? Do you wish to have a different shaped body that could move in a different way, that could sprint, that could do handstands, push-ups? Would you like to be more pain-free, to have a body of your dreams? Because once you designate what your desire is, and desire could come from despair. If you're in pain, you inevitably have a desire to be pain-free, to be euphoric, to be able to move and move freely, right? So you could see now how disparity creates desires. If you are poor, you might want to be rich. If you have bad relationships, then you may want to have more loving, kind, appreciative relationships. The more specificity you can create within what you'd like to have, the better. If you just say a house, you may get You may start attracting a dilapidated house because you weren't specific about what house you want, and you don't know what to do specifically to get that house if you're not specific about it. If you're specific that it's a small 3-bedroom house with 5 acres in the middle of Central Florida with land so that you could grow and that you could create a food forest and that you're not around too many people so that you could raise your child, then you could be specific about what you need to do to get that thing. But this is how most people do it. They think having is the first step. If I had this house or this money, I would give so much more, right? And that's not the way reality or our creation of reality works. To recreate reality, we must start with beliefs. You must change what you believe, and that change what you be feeling, and that will create a different type of doing. Because if you believe you are an athlete, if you believe 1 minute of exercise can get you to the next level, then what do you think you'll do? Let me say it again. If you believe that 1 minute of intense exercise can get you stronger, and you wish to be stronger, what do you think you will do every day if you know that 1 minute a day of intense exercise will get you stronger? If you believe it in your heart, then you're going to do it. So first we start with believing and then be feeling. And a way we could really analyze the B is, one is bet, right? Beliefs, emotions, and thoughts, right? Emotions, what you be feeling, what you be thinking, right? Be thinking, right? How are you responding to certain situations, certain people in your life? Is that the way someone that has what you'd like would conduct themselves? Is that the way you would conduct yourself if you had all that? If you had all that money, would you be more giving? And start being more giving. Maybe you're not giving millions of dollars. Maybe you're giving 10 cents out of $1 so that you can give 100,000 out of 1,000,000. Because giving 10 cents out of the dollar is just as challenging as giving 100,000 out of 1,000,000. Okay? And it's all relative. Your wealth, in fact, is relative, because when I ask you what is wealthy, you may say a different number than another person. When I say what things do you want, you're inevitably going to say different things than another person, because we're all individual creators. But get clarity with your third eye, your vision about your dream life. Okay, so bet, beliefs, emotions, thoughts are the basics of creating what you would like to happen in your life, because everything you want is based upon a feeling. You would like to feel a different way. Feel that way before it happens. How do you do that? By analyzing your beliefs, your emotions. And we're going to add another one in. The A, the beats, right? Bet is for short, beliefs, emotions, thoughts. But we're going to add that A in. What are you giving your attention to? Where are you giving your attention? Because wherever you give your attention, it will magnify whatever you are concentrating on and giving your attention to. Attention and concentration are creation. Because whatever you give your attention and concentration to, you will get more of. When you want to learn how to ride a bike, you give your attention and concentration towards riding that bike. You focus on actually going forward. When you're driving a car now, you focus on going forward. There's a reason why the windshield is way bigger than the rear view mirror. You don't just look at the rear view mirror all the time, or else you'd crash. You need to look at where you're going. You don't look at where you don't want to go. If you see an exit that you don't want to go, you don't stare at it, because then you might start going in that direction. You go in the direction that you'd like to go. You give your attention to where you'd like to go, and concentration and attention create your vibration. Your vibration creates your frequency, and your frequency is the channel you are tuned into in life. You could easily change the channel. Easily change the channel with whatever is happening in your life, whether it be the things, the clothes, the situations, the money, the health, the wealth, the happiness. You can change the channel by changing your attention, and that will create a different dimension. This is all worth taking amazing notes on if you haven't heard these series before, and I know you haven't heard all of them because a lot of them are my creations, like these ways of remembering it, right? To create a way of remembering it so that your attention could go to it often. Bet. Is this belief, emotion, and thought helping me get to my goal, or is it getting me further removed from my goal? Can I make a slight change in my belief, emotion, or thought to change how I feel? Because your thoughts control your emotions, and your emotionally charged thoughts control your beliefs. But then it goes cyclic with your subconscious mind because your beliefs actually start to control your emotions. You have a belief that you're scared to go in a car or a plane, then you're going to feel that emotion. But what created that belief? A thought that was emotionally charged because you had consistent thought about that, what created your competence or confidence in what you are thinking. So where is your attention going? Okay, what is your attitude? Are you smiling about what's happening? Are you appreciative about what you're getting? Because when you appreciate things, they increase in value and you will get more of them. It's another form of concentration and attention appreciation that brings more of what you are putting your energy towards. Just like a magnifying glass, focus will create fire, or technology and the light of technology, focus will create a laser. You have more light inside of you than even the sun and technology. You are made in the image of the Creator, of God. You create everything you put your attention and concentration to. That is literally awareness or consciousness. And you are only see what you are aware of. You only see what you are conscious of. If you think this world is a horrible place, then it will prove to you that it's a horrible place. It was one of Einstein's greatest questions he asked. He said, one of the greatest questions you can ask yourself is this world a friendly place or a hostile place? And another genius, a wise man, was once in this town, and people came in and said, yeah, I'm moving in here. Who are the people in this neighborhood? And he said, well, how are the people in the last place you live? Oh, they're horrible. They always complain. They're no good. They're mean. They're rotten. They're thieves. Just like that here. It's just like that here. Oh, man. Starts complaining again, condemning, criticizing. The next person comes in, says, hey, I'm moving in this town. It's the same town, the same wise old man in the same place. Says, I'm moving in this town. How are the people here? The wise old man says, well, how are the people in the last place you lived? He said, they were wonderful. They were so cheerful, pleasant, grateful, giving, humorous, entertaining, loving, appreciative, and so thankful. And he said, well, you're in luck. You're fortunate. You're blessed. They're just like that here. Because you are only aware of what you're aware of. You don't know what you don't know. And the world around you is a reflection of who you are internally. And that's why the internal is so important, because what's internal is a reflection, or what's external is a reflection of what's internal. What's internal will be projected externally. So what are your beliefs? What are your emotions? What is your attention and attitude going towards? All right? And that creates your awareness. Attention and attitude create your awareness. What are your thoughts? All right, the T, beliefs, emotions, attention, attitude, and awareness, and then your thoughts. And S is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is literally programmed from all of these experiences repetitively. And I have other videos on the 4 S's to your subconscious mind to explain that a little more. I don't want to go into it too deeply in this video because I'd like to finish the thought on this and not make it too long. So simply, what are you going to do? What are you going to do once you believe a certain thing. What do you have to believe to get this thing done so you could have this thing? What is it that you need to do? Number one, doing is acting, right? Acting. You must act. Action, right? It's based on acting. And when we act, what do we do? What do you do with your eyes when you act? You make eye contact, you look away. Do you curl your eyebrows, furrow them? Do you open your eyes wider? What is your expression? Expression, not just in your face, but with your hands and your heart. Feel it, act it out, so that you could be the person who has the thing that you desire, your goal, your intention, how you'd like to relate with others, a beautiful relationship, whether it's a friendship or a family member or a lover. What are the circumstances and situations you'd like to be in? How can you express yourself to get closer to that situation, right? And what else is in physiology? Our posture, right? Our breathing. These are things that you are doing. They are all acts in this game of life, right? And that leads us to, what are you creating? Because you are here to create. Creating. What are you teaching, right? Because it's really about expansion. What you love most and you value most, you give to others by teaching them, by showing them, by giving them physically a certain product or a service that you love to create, because it has you just feeling absolutely amazing. You feel the value of it, so you share it, you expand your love. You are a creator. You're here to create words. You're here to create books. You're here to create videos. You're here to create pens or pencils or games or entertainment, right? How are you entertaining? Now, it's interesting because entertaining is another, and these are all really ways of creating a solution. A solution, okay? Everyone has a problem they'd like solved. And I said in the beginning, every problem has a pleasure that is leading that problem to. Every disparity leads you to a desire. All the pain you have leads to a pleasure that is pretty much the inverse, or the duality. If you're cold, you wish to get a little more warm or hot. If you're hot, you wish to get a little more cooler or colder. It's pretty simple. If you're sad, you wish to get happier. Sometimes entertainment is the solution, because we are just need something to laugh at because we're sad. We need to get happy, and humor can help us get happier. What can you do to help other people solve their problems? Because depression, part of depression is constantly focusing on your problem instead of helping others to solve their problems. And once you start giving and giving and giving, what do you think happens when you give and give and give? You receive. Relax and receive. Release the resistance you have. Let go of where you are now to get to where you'd like to be. How would you like to be feeling? What can you be thinking that's slightly better than what you were thinking? What can you be thinking that will have you be feeling just slightly better? What can you believe to get the things that you would like in your life? Whether they're things or situations or money, health, wealth, and happiness. Because when we start changing how we believe and be feeling and be thinking, your attitude, your attention, your awareness, your thoughts, you start to change your subconscious mind by programming it repetitively. Okay? And all of these things here within acting are physiology, right? Your physiology starts to be imprinted in your subconscious mind. And then the most amazing thing happens. You start doing all this on autopilot. It becomes natural, like riding a bike, reading, writing, writing, walking, talking, smiling. If you're used to not smiling, you start to change what you believe, and that will change what you're thinking, right? Belief, emotion changes, thoughts change. You just work on one of the beats of your magic drum, right? Your belief, your emotion, right? We didn't write emotion there. Emotion, your attention, your attitude. Yeah, that's a good idea. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't even want to go outside. I don't want to give anything a chance. You're holding on to what was, and you will never get what is and what could be if you hold on to what was. The transition time sometimes is challenging, but that's what gets you stronger. Breathe deep. Breathing. Change your posture. Change your expression. Change your eyes. Change your smile. Change how you're acting. Change what you're creating, what you're teaching, how you're entertaining others. Create more solutions. Write more to figure out what problems you have the solution to. What can you fix in the world? Because odds are, if you're unhappy, you think some things are broken, but you are here to fix them. If you see something broken, that is God giving you a sign that you could fix something. You are absolutely amazing. You can have anything you wish in life, but don't start out with just having it. Because if you all of a sudden get it, like wealth, for instance, right? So many people want to be so rich. Yet, look at the people who win the lottery. I think it's about half, at least 40%, lose all their money. I think it might be more than that. And they don't all of a sudden get happy, right? They don't have happiness just because of money. They changed what they believe. They changed what they're be feeling and be thinking to create that happiness. It's not just about the money, right? So many people that win the lottery go broke because they don't change what they believe. They don't change what they be thinking. They don't change where their attention and attitude goes, or with their awareness of what they're thinking about. And they go broke again, because broke is a state of mind. Wealth is a state of mind. It's about a belief. Say it with me now. Everything is a belief. One more time. Everything is a belief. It's an amazing world if you believe it is. You are rich if you believe you are. You are healthy if you believe you are. You are happy if you believe you are. It is that simple. One of my favorite movies, Bleed for this. A man who got in a car accident and was told he would never really walk again, said, "When can I fight again?" They're like, "I think you misheard me. You'd be lucky to walk." He was able to fight and become a world champion again. Bleed for this is based on a true story. It's amazing. Watch the end. It shows you the clips of the man, the myth, the legend, that the scenes are literally mimicking, and they seem unbelievable, but they were believable to him. It doesn't matter who believes you. You need to believe you. When you believe you, anything is possible. If thou that believe, anything is possible, because everything happens through God. Through man, nothing is possible. Through God, anything is possible. And where is the kingdom of God? Where is the kingdom of heaven? Inside of you. Within. That's why everything within will become without. Everything external comes from the internal belief, the emotion, the thought, the attention, the attitude, the awareness. Your subconscious starts doing it on autopilot. And what he said at the end of that movie was so touching. And one of my favorite quotes said, "What's the biggest lie you've ever been told?" He said, "It's not that simple." She said, "What's not that simple?" He said, No. That's the biggest lie I've ever been told. It's not that simple. It is that simple. You can create the dream life. You don't have to work. You don't have to take care of your children. No, you don't. You could put them up for adoption at any age. You could put them in a different center, right? but you love them. So you would love to take care of them. You don't have to work, but you enjoy your house and your lights and all the bills pay. You don't have to pay your bills, but you like what they are paying for. So you decide and believe that you enjoy paying for them. Tell yourself a different story about what's happening, because your stories and your self-talk, they create the majority of your subconscious mind. And if you keep telling yourself this story, it emotionally charges it to become a belief. And this story and this self-talk, they control so much of your ship, right? You have a GPS system, a guidance system, a God positioning system. God places you in certain places, certain situations, because you're giving attention, and your attitude about something creates an awareness. You have thoughts about something, about life being horrible, so it becomes more horrible. About life being amazing, about life taking care of you, about the universe having your back and money coming to you easily, frequently, and abundantly, having more than enough, or being in scarcity, or being in abundance. Which one would you rather, scarcity or abundance? Think about what you would like to have, what you need to do to get those things, and the most vital step is who you need to be to do the thing to have the stuff. If you change who you are, your beliefs, what you be feeling, what you be thinking, your attention, your awareness changes. Now, you don't need to do it all in one night, because how long does an acorn seed take to grow into an oak tree? A little bit of time. How long does an apple seed need to turn into an apple tree? A little bit of time. Do you think it'd help if after you planted that apple seed, you dug it up and looked at it and said, oh, it's growing, and put it back in? No, let it grow. Have faith, because thou that believe, anything is possible. So create a vision that you believe is believable, achievable to you. Doesn't matter if anyone else believes it. With this, everything is possible. Now, if you'd like, I have a bonus for you. It's a masterclass. Depending on the time you click on this link, it will be there for you. It might not be there forever. It is an amazing masterclass on how to have your dream body. And you could go to it at lastcoachever.com. I got a few different websites. I'm making sure in my head that that's one. thelastcoachever.com. And I will put it in the comments. I will put it in the link description. If I put something different than what I just said, lastcoachever.com, then it's that. Obviously, you could click on it, go to it. You can watch the masterclass. It's free. You don't have to pay a thing. It will explain the 3 mistakes most people make to have their dream body, and the 4 steps to get your dream body. So much easier than you could ever imagine. You don't need a gym. You don't need hours of training, like minutes of training per week. Depending on who you are and what your goal is, it's still such a small amount of training that most people don't believe is possible, right? And therefore, they don't do it. But when you get the right coaching, the right information, it causes transformation and motivation, because you start to believe differently. And when you believe differently, you do different things and you have different things. Thank you so much. Throw your comments in there. If you have any questions, if you like more information like this, you know what to do, man. Smash that subscribe button. If you don't, then don't, man, don't. If you like to share. Just a reminder, because sometimes we get so deep into a video, we forget. If you watch it this far, you're most likely going to get more videos by me, but the best way to get notified for more videos is hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for your attention and awareness, because this is one of the greatest payments you could ever give to anyone. Your attention is worth so much more than your money. Your time and your energy, your attention is worth so much more than your money. So have a phenomenal day. And thank you again. Praises, blessed love.